guys, so this is going to be my little in-between episode of the last one that's going to be posted of the hood getting painted. And this is just more of like something I'm learning as I've been going along with stuff. So you can see how it kind of just has like this really weird discoloration. And I ended the video because I wasn't really 100% sure too much what I was exactly doing with the polish and compound and stuff. So I hunt around online and I found multiple different ways of doing things, and I have you focus in one spot for a certain reason here. You're seeing from the bottom of the hood that's by the windshield up to where the camera is. It's a perfect spot for you guys to see. So you have like two different spots that look good and doesn't look good. So I ended up going out and I bought this polisher. It's called a Gnor. That's the best way to pronounce it. And I've been hunting around online for the past couple hours and days since the filming of that episode, trying to figure out exactly where am I going wrong, what am I doing wrong, so on and so forth. I don't do this on a normal basis. You know, I'm strictly replacing parts, body parts, and just simple maintenance. So one of the things I learned was you need a couple different things. First, you actually need like a foam pad. So in this kit, I'll put the link in the description below if you guys are interested in it. Like I said, this is all new for me as well. Maybe you guys would help if you guys can see what I'm doing. Right? So here's the polisher that I got, and I always put something on whatever I'm working on. Now this, I don't think it does the orbiting, as they call it, the DA. So I know it rotates to the right because it says it. This is the polisher that I'm going to be using. Trying to look at the user manual for it. It says random orbiter, so I'm guessing it's considered the DA. So that means it spins and then it also kind of like wiggles too, like that song everybody's obsessed with is wiggle 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 crap. So anyway, I already did the compound on here and the polish didn't come out that great. So from what you guys are going to see, and as myself, is how I'm going to be doing this. So I'm going to put a couple dots on here of polish. Now as you saw in the video, I coated the whole hood in polish. And I went like a madman, and I got absolutely nothing done, except for a little bit at a time, and I still wasn't satisfied. On the bottom here is the speed selector. And now I saw online that people are talking about between 4 and 5,000 RPMs. Now the one I was using from Ryobi, I looked online, it said like 4,600 RPMs is where it sits at. So we're going to do 45, because that's where people are talking about the polish is really the best on it. And I'm going to smooth it out on the surface. Knock you guys back down away from belly vision here. So I'm going to smooth out the wax on here in this just general location. Put it out there with it. And from there, I'm just going to go to town and hopefully the camera doesn't fly off the handles here. So before I was using McGuire's compound and stuff. And one of the places of business that I deal with in my own life, they use like these purple bottles from 3M. And I was talking to the guy who was telling me how to use it, so on and so forth. So this one is a machine polish. It's number 2, because I don't need to use number 1, because number 1 was the compound. So it's already been compounded. So now we're just going to put a bunch of little drops. Attempt to put drops. Never used it before. I don't want to squeeze too hard and then have it all over the place. For the polish, I saw people talking about using a soft foam pad versus using a hard rigid pad. So here's all my little dots. I'm going to put them all over this area. And we're going to turn it on and we're going to move around quick and then we're going to see what we get. You know what works really good too, whenever you're doing something, is to actually plug it into the wall. If you don't plug in the extension cord, no power goes to it. Let's do that. Alright, got it down pressed. going to add a little bit more product onto the pad, just so I don't get that burning that people talk about. Just because, as you notice, it wasn't really a lot. It was all a trial and error for me, so some of you guys might be saying, oh, you got to do this, you got to do that. Well, tell me now. Let's see how that came out. Come on, trying to float away on me here. Okay, so what's our verdict here? I would say it's definitely better. Is it 100% better? No, but it's definitely getting up there. So basically what that explains to me is that I'm going to have to spend more time putting the product on there, and then really try focusing on the areas and not getting so nervous that I'm going to fuck the paint up any more than it already is. So I'm going to try to keep doing that. I want to put you somewhere else because I don't know if it will stay on the hood. And I was watching the camera at times, just starting to float away from me. So one of the things I've seen people do as well is they'll take a rag and they'll put some on it like such. And they'll take the rag and they're just going to smear it on. Get it all over the area that you're going to be working in. You don't want it thick and clustery, you just want it really spread out. That's why they tell you also don't do this in the sun and work a small area at a time, because if you put too much product on, then it takes a little longer, but then also more product equals less possibilities of burning the paint, and we don't want to do that. Definitely don't want to burn the paint. So start it in the middle and get it going. This button's weird on here. definitely cleared it up on that side for sure. I would say it definitely made quite a difference to that spot that I was having issues with before that I didn't like. So it definitely that speed, kind of like working it slow but not too slow, and definitely having a lot of product on it but also working it really nice also really helps kind of bring out that whole like shine of it. So it's definitely something that's not something you can do in 20-30 minutes and you're done. You're looking at a couple hours for one side of the hood, and being I'm doing small sections at a time, and that's not something I'm getting done in 10 seconds. It's not something that's quick. It's something that's definitely taken some decent time, especially then trying to master it as well, using tools that are meant for just this activity that I never did before. So it's definitely, like I said, it's definitely a learning curve to really kind of master that. But it's definitely an interesting art form to actually kind of really figure out on how to do and how to actually master it. That's why I kind of go back and do the section again. The soft pad, I do a little bit of medium pressure on it, and yeah, so hit it again. Always rip your tags off the rags too, by the way. In case anybody was wondering why I do that. I do it because it's actually kind of funny. I learned it a long time ago when I was detailing a car. That wasn't mine. I had a tag on it and I was wiping the car down and things were going great until the tag hit the surface of their paint, and then the actually put a scratch in their paint that wasn't there before I touched it. So that really sucked. They never found out because I didn't point it out. But I learned really quick that those tags are your worst enemy. So you kind of want to really be careful of those stupid tags. They can really mess up a project that you're trying not to mess up more than it already is. So yeah, I'm actually floored for once in this whole project with this truck, because it's been the equivalent to splintering your foot, or finding out your illegitimate girlfriend is, or your mistress is pregnant. That really sucks. So I just want to show you guys a quick comparison. So you have this side is that I haven't touched yet, all the way down, and then you have where we're at now. And it looks a lot better. I wouldn't say it's 100% better, but it actually finally starting to have some shine to it. And that's just the first, that's just step number 2. We still have step number 3, which is the ultra fine, which would then go over this after I'm done with step 2. So once step 2 is all done, then I'm going to go back again. And you know, the lights kind of give you like a little weirdness to it, but we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. It looks like there's a little scratches here and there in the paint. Had to have done with when I was really fighting with it, trying to figure out like how to do it the right way. So I wouldn't say this would be 100% like out of a body shop quality, but for somebody who really doesn't do this on a daily basis and has no idea what they're doing, you know, you can't complain, and I'll be happy with it. I'll be happy when it's on the truck, because then I always do this, but when that's done, the fenders go back on. I got 1, 2, that's 2 parts for the grill, and then I could start putting in the onboard air system, put the headliner back in, and so on and so forth. And normally I go and work on the Army truck when I've had enough of this shit, but I want to get this done, and this is finally starting to have that shine that I wanted it to. And like I said, I'll just be happy with I can get it to what I can get it to. That's it. So yeah, that's it, guys. I'm kind of running like a couple weeks behind on my normal episodes because this took a long time. This is like good 3 weeks into this, just the hood, waiting on paint and delays, and it was too humid and I couldn't paint, so I lost a day or 2 in between. So, and then it's, you know, 3 days worth of trying to polish it so it doesn't look like that and it looks more shinier. So yep. Alright, guys. See you around.